Looking to improve your fitness business while keeping your bottom line in good shape? Let the Gym Administrator help you achieve those goals. With their powerful team of fitness industry professionals at the ready, the Gym Administrator covers a wide range of industry-related products and services that will help you build your business and increase profits. The Gym Administrator works with reliable industry suppliers and vendors that place a heavy emphasis on service, just the way you remember it. Give them a call at 914-494-1066 or visit them on the web at thegymadministrator.com as well as all social media platforms. The Gym Administrator, all your fitness needs under one roof. Scan the barcode at the bottom of the screen to get started today.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Dynamite Kid,
Yep.
1958, 2018.
Yeah.
So, saw you on Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, yeah.
We're just fans, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and everything we've
Yep.
heard
Yep.
from other wrestlers, things like that.
Yep.
Can I just ask you to try to show that tattoo up? Like, I would like the fans watching to see it a little more. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. That's good, right, Abe?
Is that,
Thank you. It's a nice
And,
tattoo, by the way, and it's a great tribute
Yeah.
to your friend. Everything we heard, and even in the Dark Side of the Ring, and we all understand that Dark Side of the Ring is called Dark Side of the Ring for a reason, right? They're not going to push any kind of positive stuff. That he just was not a good guy. But when you're on there, you could tell your love, and obviously your love for him.
yeah. Yep.
Maybe this would be a great opportunity to explain to everybody what kind of person he really was and why he was like that, and maybe discredit some of the stories that are out there.
Well, is it easy to talk about him now that he's no longer there? You know, I've heard people talk about him, but when I was 20, I went up to work for Stu, and as Gary Ports, and back then they worked 2 days in Montana, and me having a work permit, H2, I couldn't get back in the country. I couldn't. They wouldn't allow me back in the United States. So and I lost my wallet. And Dynamite, you know, he picked me up. You know, he fed me. You know, he made sure, you know, I was all right. Made sure I had money. Took me to the airport. You know, and that's the first. But I always, when I was 17, and I just come back from Florida, and I was with Dynamite. I was watching TV, and I saw the Dynamite Kid, and I thought, that's what I want to be. You know, like Dynamite Kid. I could never be like Dynamite Kid.
Do you remember what match it was when you were watching?
I'm trying to think who he wrestled.
Was it the Tiger Mask match in Madison Square Garden?
No, he was 17 years old, and he was wrestling my godfather, my real godfather, Alan Dennison. He's strongman Alan Dennison. Yeah, and we just come back. So we was at Alan's pub, you know, and the Black Bull in Denholm, and he was talking about a Dynamite Kid, you know, and I said, yeah, I just seen you on TV, you know, with wrestling. Yeah, he said it's great. I said, yeah, will you tell him from me, you know, that Jeff Port's kid thinks is the best thing since sliced bread, you know. And so that's when it all started, when I was 17 and I saw him on TV. Yeah, that's when it all started.
So you participated in Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
So you heard the stories from his wife, what he did to her, and obviously you know the Rougeau.
Yeah.
You know, we had Jacques on who explained that story.
Yeah, yeah.
And also we had Outback Jack in here, and Outback told the story how they totally drugged him up and almost killed him, right?
Yep.
Are these true stories, or was he a mean-hearted person?
You know, for instance, he put some Valium in my mom's drink.
Jesus Christ! What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to laugh, but I mean,
he put some Valium in my mom's drink. I said, "Well, why do you put it in a drink? Should have gladly taken it." You know. He said, "I don't know. I just." Oh.
I just felt like I wanted to knock your mom out.
I tell you what. One time, this is after I had the blood clots in my brain. So I'm with George Scott's son. With there's Dynamite, Davy Boy, me, George Scott's youngest son. And of course, they're giving, you know, he's getting a couple of, when he's not looking, he's getting a
Were they halcyons, right?
Halcyons, Valium, yeah.
Well, they were just throwing them all in there, like a trash can?
And George, next day, George Scott calls me up. He says, "What happened to Byron?"
His son.
I said, I don't know. He said, "I found him half outside the apartment, you know, Indian Rocks Beach, outside the apartment, door open, and him completely naked, and I can wake him up." I said, I don't know. I don't know nothing. He said, were the bulldogs around? And, well, I said, they might have been around, you know, might have been around. I didn't, you know, didn't say anything.
I know we're kind of laughing about it, though, but there is something wrong with doing that to someone, right? I mean, God forbid you literally kill them, right?
For instance, one day, I used to have a black leather hat I used to wear all the time. And me and Danny in Cleveland, and we'd never been there before. And hey, we got a ride to the motel with a bus. Great. And I said, "Danny, there's a bar in there." He said, "Right." So we went in there, and the girl said, "Hey, how you doing?" And we said, "Oh, we never been here before." "Yeah, you did. You were in the corner smoking a joint with Jim Neidhart. I've got your hat. You know, I've got your hat." And it vaguely came back to me, you know. So vaguely I remember us three smoking a joint, but I didn't know it was in the middle of the bar, you know. So, you know, those halcyons, you know, 1 milligram, and we'd take 3 or 4, you know. So we'd wake up, have total amnesia. Total amnesia.
I know you explained what Davy Boy Dynamite did for you when you were younger.
Yeah.
What in your mind? What were the great parts of the Dynamite Kid that people, like fans like myself, don't know about him, like the man?
Well, you got to understand, his dad was a fighter, he came from a fighting family. He could box before he could wrestle, and Ted Bexley did a heck of a job training Dynamite. So he came from a very hard background, and bringing up, when he was 15 years old, he was playing rugby with the men, and I never. Oh, when he was, this is regarding Michelle, and when he was good, it was fantastic, but when it was bad, it was really bad. Like, when he came down with Arnold Skoland, his son, Judd Skoland, and George, and he just had the operation on his back, and Vince had asked him to lose the belt because they had the belts, and he wanted to get him off the Bulldogs. Dynamite was like 160 pounds, and he put his boots on, and he got out of a wheelchair. And walked to the ring. Of course, he didn't get in the ring, but they double teamed him, and they beat Davy Boy. But that my ex-wife used to hear him at night time, because we was all zonked out on pills. We used to hear him at night time, just crying, crying. He was in so much pain, So
you think he was angry over the injuries, and that was his way of lashing out, kind of, because it was kind. I remember when he hit the scene up here. The big match was him against Tiger Mask, right? I mean, that was because the WWE had never seen a match like that. Fans of WWE never. And then obviously with the Bulldogs were a huge hit.
Yeah.
And then obviously the injury happens.
Yeah.
Do you think that he was lashing out, that his career was crumbling?
Well, he wasn't quite the same after he had the back surgery. He looked good. He looked great. But he used to take bumps. Just like before. But I think we all know what really sent him off the deep end, was I don't like talking about it anymore. But Michelle, and I hope she don't mind me talking about this, but Michelle and Dynamite, she could not put up with the drinking, anymore.
What about you?